Hey, it's Clay, and I want to talk about the hidden skill causing beginner day traders to fail. And right off the get-go, I want you to know that I'm not going to sit here and talk in theory. I'm going to actually show you exactly what I mean first with some of my personal results and show you a real-life trade so you can see exactly the concept that I'm going to be talking about that is a problem. And especially when you're a beginner trader, a lot of them, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're just getting started in the markets. And when you don't know what you don't know, this is one of these things where you kind of just gloss over and you assume that, okay, yeah, I need this, and then that's going to happen. But there's some in-between areas that need to play out. And I want to show you exactly what I mean here with a real life example. So no theory here, but just to use a very unoriginal example, trading really is like this when you're a beginner. You see a certain amount of things, you think a certain amount of things, you believe a certain amount of things. But the fact of the matter is, there is a whole lot more that goes into it. So without further ado, let's just hop into this real life example. I'm going to walk you through the trade, and then at the end, I'll come back and talk about the core learning lesson and that hidden skill. And that's the problem with hidden, right? If something is hidden, it's missing. And if you are missing skills, well, that's going to cause you to ultimately fail. And I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So let's point out this hidden skill so that it no longer is missing. And then when it's not missing, you can find some success. But let's walk through the trade and I'll break it down step by step.
433.50 is looking quite interesting right there. If this candle can stay above it and then break the next candle, 433.50, like I said, there we go. Okay, nice bounce to the upside. So 433.50 instead. Let's keep an eye on that area.
Okay, so you heard me say it, my ideal entry point. The idea that I was having was, all right, 433.50 was my entry point, and you can see, if not familiar with my screen, down there, if you notice, you can always scroll back and watch, but I changed the order to 433.50 right there because that was my ideal entry point, right? That was the idea. I want to get in at a break of 433.50. Now, if you're brand new to the stock market and trading, I want to see the price go down. That is known as going short, and believe it or not, you can make money when prices go down. Totally bizarre the first time you hear it as a beginner, I understand. But yes, that's known as going short, shorting a stock, being short a stock. All those are the same thing, but at the core, it is making money when prices go to the downside. So just to set up that context, I could see it might get confusing. Wait, Clay, why do you want to see the price go down? Because you can make money when prices go down. In fact, I'll put a link down below this video if you're curious on how shorting works more, but that's the context here. So let's keep on moving with the trade. Again, I want to see it go down. I want to see the price break 433.50.
3 times it has failed to break down through there. Once again, bouncing. So if this green candle comes into play, then that would be yet another failure and potentially another sign that this thing wants to work its way down here a little bit. So 433.50 is what I'm watching. In fact, 433.50. Quick flush point scalp to downside. 1 minute. There we go. Quick because, yeah, this is a little bit counter trend right now. So you got to acknowledge that. But like I said, let's see if it can get down there through and that fast back above 434. All right, I don't want to take it now on this candle. But this candle, there we go. Nice. Next candle is forming. So yes, I really like it now at this candle. If it can get back down to 433.50. Especially, again, if it can bounce like this. So seeing it get up over 435 would be fantastic. So up over 435 and then back to 433.50 would be a lovely looking pattern here. But not required. But let's see if it wants to get down to the 433.50 mark. There we go, up over 435. Excellent. Now let's see it come back down to 433.50.
Now, what did I say would be a lovely setup? If what happened? Well, if the price broke up above 435. And right here, a couple different ways you can see it. If you look here on the time and sales, you can see multiple orders right here of up over the 435. Or you can just look over at the level 2s and see that, there's the opportunity there to get up and buy up over 435. But the point of the moral of the story here is that my ideal, right? My ideal situation, the idea that would have thought, wow, this is, and you heard me say it, a lovely setup. I want to see the price get up above 435, and it did. This is going fantastic. This is going as best as, this is going literally, you hear me, I am talking through it. And each and everything I talk is happening. Truly a lovely setup. So now it's time to make money, right? Let's see what happens.
I missed it. I missed it. Oh, look at that. Oh, and the emotion. Oh, this will be a good YouTube video for a sick and twisted way. Look at that.
So frustrating. You heard the emotion in my voice. And that is the hidden skill that a lot of beginner day traders just don't realize. And I'm not calling anybody stupid. I'm not looking down on anybody because it sort of hides in plain sight. A lot of people think this as a beginner, right? Hey, you need to have the right idea, right? The ideals need to be there. You need to have an idea of what you think a stock is going to do, what you think an option, a crypto, or whatever you're trading, a futures contract is going to do, right? You need to have some sort of idea. That's 100% true. If you don't have a good trade idea, if you don't know how to form a good trade idea, then everything else falls apart. So by no means am I saying this is not a skill that you need. You do need the skill of understanding the tools, technical charts, level 2s. You need to understand those tools to form good ideas. That is a very, very important skill to have. But then people go, well, if I have a good idea, then they jump to this. I make money. All right, if I think a stock's going to go down, like in this situation, and the stock goes down, I make money. Again, that's a valid thought process to have. That's not illogical. But the problem is there's this annoying arrow here that actually connects the two. And that's where the hidden skills come into play. Or in other words, this is where the execution comes in. And as you saw right there, I literally nailed everything in terms of the ideals. My idea of what I wanted to see, I was right. The price went down, but my execution was off. It moved too fast. I wasn't ready. And it just I hesitated just a split second. And you saw me. I tried to get in. I just wasn't fast enough. So think about that. I had everything right, but I didn't make money on it. The execution was off. And many beginner day traders, and quite frankly, a lot of experienced day traders that are struggling, they are way off in this regard. They can read a technical chart fantastic. They are A+ skills with reading a technical chart. A+ skills looking at level 2s. But when it comes to taking that knowledge, which again, you need, that's a skill. You need the skill to build good trade ideas, to build good trade plans. But you also need that skill, and if you don't have it, and you're not aware of it because it's just flat out hidden, that means it's missing. And if it's missing, you're going to fail. Because if you can't make money, then you're obviously not going to make money. But here's the deeper part is a lot of times because you miss. So in this situation, in many cases, and I've been here, maybe you've been here, but you miss, so there is no execution. So then you go and you get upset, and whether this is some sort of form of anger or self-loathing or pity, you go out there and you just make a trade, right? The problem is the trade that you make is totally forced. It's not your real strategy. The ideals aren't there. You don't actually have a good idea about it. It's just based out of pure frustration, pure some sort of emotion that arose from the fact of you originally had a great idea, but you didn't make money from it. And then things spin out of control. But you need to understand that, and really this all comes about from, and don't ask me the name of the channel, but I have become addicted to a channel on YouTube with a trader. And first off, I give this person nothing but credit. I will never look down on somebody that's a beginner, that's trying to figure things out. But they are a perfect example of this. Talk. And that's all I did in this example, right? You heard me talk, and then nothing happened, right? So, I'm not innocent of this either. I do it too. It happened here, but there's a chat, and they talk, but then when it comes to actually executing, the wheels fall off very, very quickly. And it's just, and again, don't ask me what channel, but I become addicted to it, and I watch it, and I don't want this person to give up. What they do need to just stop doing is making YouTube videos right now, because it's wreaking havoc on their mental game. But that's just my opinion on it. But that's where this idea is coming from. Is I just sit there and say, okay, yeah. Because I'm cheering for the person, obviously, right? I want them to make money. I want them to succeed. But then it's like, okay, you're talking. Yeah, you're right. You can read a chart. Fantastic. Oh, but when it's coming time to execute, everything just falls apart. And they don't have that skill at all. and they're going to fail. In fact, they are failing, over the course of the channel. Their account is dwindling down and down and down, and this is the big reason why. They can form ideas. They have this skill perfectly fine. But when it comes over here, they're not making money. They're actually losing money because this stage right here, the execution stage, gets all messed up. And then there's another layer here. Yeah, you got to execute, right? You need to get into the trade. But then you also have to be able to manage the trade. And that's a whole nother set of videos right there, just how to manage a trade properly. But just executing the trade in terms of getting in can be a problem, as you saw here. So just be very aware of that there is more to trading than saying, hey, I'm going to buy a book. This book is going to teach me technical patterns, for example. This book is going to teach me what a candlestick is, what supports, resistance levels are, what moving averages are. And then once I learn those, I'll be able to come with ideas of when a stock is going to go up, when a stock is going to go down, and then I can make money. That's just not how it works. Execution is a very, very important part of the process, and I want you to be aware of it because you just saw it play out right before your very eyes. I sounded like a pro. I sounded like I was seeing the future, right? I mean, I was like Miss Cleo. Okay, I want to see that. Perfect. Oh, I would like to see that. Oh, perfect. Everything is behaving. Everything. Oh, I missed it. I didn't make any money on it. And that's how trading can go. So just please be aware of this middle step. Just know that, yes, you need the knowledge, but there's more to it than that. And the way you get this is you got to go out there and make sure that you're using proper money management. You're using proper risk management because it's when you have an idea, there's that step. Do you press the button? Do I press the button? And then you can hesitate. And where's this hesitation coming from? Fear, unconfidence. Unconfidence, I don't know if that's a word. Non-confidence, everything. So just realize that. And hopefully you can, get out there and start to, now that you're aware of this skill, like, okay, maybe that's my problem is I sit there and I can realize everything, but I seem to not be making money or I'm losing money. Your execution is off. You're not executing the way you should be. And that is a skill. That is a must-have. Must-have. And just because you can talk the talk in terms of analysis like I did, right? Fully guilty in this example. I talked the talk, but when it came to that middle arrow right here, that was a massive failure on my part, and I never ended up making money from it. Now, to my credit, I didn't go chasing the price and then go do something stupid. I just laughed at myself and kind of had to move on from it. Still frustrating, but that's a lesson that you need to learn. So hopefully this video helps, and hopefully you enjoy me talking about, learning lessons, but then also assigning some real life value to them in terms of, well, here's what I'm talking about in the real world of trading, so that way these things don't come across as just theory or anything like that. So if you do enjoy these videos, quick, time efficient way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. Also, comments, questions, suggestions for maybe future videos, put that down below. I do read all comments and will reply. And then finally, if you like this video, I'd encourage you to go check out the channel as a whole. In fact, if you like the live trading section of the video, there's an entire playlist of all live trade videos, hundreds of them at this point. So you can go check those out. But hopefully you like it, what you see enough across the entire channel. Hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But if nothing else, just hit that like button. That really goes a long way, helps out the channel, and I appreciate it. So thank you for hanging out, and get out there and be very, very aware of the skill of execution. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.